Hey everyone, this is ScabCat242. Here's my review on the S.H.Figuarts Super Mario Yoshi figure. So this is another figure I have in my collection, which I am very happy about because I have the Mario which goes with this guy. So overall, pretty cool looking figure. I really like the sculpt on this guy, and I like the fact that he came with a figure stand, which is something you don't get too often, but with the most Japanese figures we get that. So yeah, he has a little stand, as you can see here, that just pegs underneath him right there. But yeah, it's a really cool figure. Now there are some things I kind of don't like, but there are some things I do like about this figure. But before I get into that, I'm going to show you a quick look at the box again. So here's the box, pretty cool. As you can see here in the back, the different features. You can put Luigi or Mario on this. I have the Mario figure, but I don't have Luigi yet. But overall, neat little features like interchangeable hands, eyes, his back piece, and his tongue. So let's take a look at the figure. So Yoshi is pretty good. Came out pretty good. So far, I did not see any defects on this guy. Articulation is pretty okay. He's not going to do a whole lot of things, but for a figure in this type of scale, he has some neat little features. And I'll get to the articulation in a bit, but let me get to the accessories he came with. So these are all the accessories he came with. So as you can see here, he has a pair of interchangeable eyes, two different little backs. So these are for either Mario or Luigi to fit on his back. You have the tongue piece, which is interchangeable. You have two pairs of interchangeable hands. You have a egg throwing hand and just one that's open, and those interchange, and I'll show those in a bit. But also came with instructions. These are all in Japanese, but these are pretty easy to follow, so thankfully I did not have to get these translated, but that's that. So with Yoshi, so not too much in paint detail. He's mostly green, white, but no shading, but I like it. It pretty much how he looks in the game. So head could turn about back and forth that much. Now for most people, I've seen reviews where they had some gripes about how this part makes it look more like a toy. It's not too bad looking from the side, but the front I can see what they mean. Now the head does not move too far up. Unfortunately, when you do that, his mouth opens up, but you can only open his mouth when you lift it up. So when you push it down, it stays closed. I was a little bummed out about that, but oh well, I can live with that. So he has shoulder ball joints in the shoulders, moves about that. Single joints in the arms, but nice little bicep swivel. Wrist articulation, and the hands just pop off, so which I'll show you in a bit for interchanging those. No waist articulation, but that's okay. I believe there's a ball joint in the legs, moves about that much. Oh, one thing I've got to point out too, the head easily pops off, but I'll show you. There's a reason for that. Not much. Well, there is a kind of a slight ankle pivot in the feet, but he stands pretty okay considering how he is kind of top heavy in his head. So let's get to things that he can do. So he can actually change out his eyes. This was something I've never seen in a figure before. So you just pop this off, take these out, replace the other eyes, put that back on, and yes, now he's looking that way. And then with the hands, for those who played Yoshi's Island, you can just take that hand out, swap that, picks right back in, and there you go. Yeah, and he stands pretty okay considering how heavy that hand with the egg is, so that was pretty neat. And of course, the one accessory I was looking forward to the most was his tongue. So this is kind of tricky the first time I tried this, but all you have to do is take the head off, carefully kind of pry the mouthpiece off. Kind of takes, there you go, pry that off, put the tongue piece, just pegs in it, there you go, pegs in, put the head back on, and there you go. Now he's got the tongue action going on, so I thought that's really neat. So let's see if he stands pretty okay. Yeah, he stands pretty okay even with his little tongue out. So I thought that was a pretty neat feature that they included on his figure. Now I'm going to show what he looks like with Mario riding on him. So this, I thought they could do a little bit better on this feature, but I think it works for what it does. So if you want to have Mario riding on his back, all you gotta do is just take off this little shell piece, replace it. I believe it's this one, I think. Let's try it. Yeah, so just, oh no, just Luigi one. Yeah, there's different sizes. Luigi one's a little more smaller and the Mario one's a little bit bigger. So you just take the head, put it back on. Take Mario right here. Now, when I put him in, he fits pretty okay, but I don't feel like he's in there entirely. I mean, if it wasn't for that translucent plastic piece, that would be holding him, but you can barely see it, but it works out pretty okay. So let me see if he'll stand if I let him go. Oh, not quite. Yeah, so I guess if you tilt him a certain way, Yoshi can hold all that weight by keep Mario on his back. But I thought that was a neat little feature. This is probably how I'm going to have him displayed on my shelf, considering this reminds me a lot from Super Mario World. Which I had a lot of fond memories playing that game. But yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool they did that. And let's compare Yoshi to the Jakks Pacific Yoshi, which is here. And as you can see here, this one's a little bit taller. The colors are a little bit different, as you can see here. He's got a more darker green. This is kind of more of a light green. But I'm probably not going to be holding this figure anymore since now I have this. But overall, I think it's a nice figure, what Bandai made with this. But yeah, I really like this figure. If you're collecting the Super Mario figures from the S.H.Figuarts, I recommend it. He retails for about, I think, between $30 to $35, depending on your local shop that provides these. But if you're a fan of Mario figures or just Japanese import figures, I definitely recommend picking them up, and hope you enjoyed watching.